Good morning, everyone. It's Jazz. It's the West Ham Minds channel, and we're kind of back quickly from our show last night with some more breaking news. As you can see from the title of the show above my head, breaking news: Issa Diop set to leave, and I've cruelly put down at last. And I'm just putting it out there. I think he's wasted his career, the last number of years at West Ham. I don't think it's been good for him. It's not been good for the club, and I'm quite happy to see him go. In terms of my selfish point of view at West Ham, I think he was just not doing anything at West Ham, and he's one of the few players I keep saying that's worth some money. And I keep saying I do think that him alongside Benrahma, Souček, Vlasic, I think they're going to be on the way out, and it looks like he's going to be the first one, and he's quite close to leaving, really. So for me, I think it's not a surprise, but you never know with West Ham sometimes. But I really think that since he came in, I mean, let me show you. I mean, let's just have a look at, first of all, it's kind of what we're hearing this morning, and The Athletic is one of the reliable sources out there. And what we know so far is that, there's two clubs in for him. Fulham are ahead of the pack, newly promoted team, don't really have a lot of cash at hand, and they've made an offer. I think the first offer was £10 million, which has been rejected. They've come back in with £12 million, I'm hearing now, really. So it's a second offer. And what that would mean for Issa Diop is he wouldn't really have to move too far at all if he doesn't want to. It's kind of East London to West. It's still a reasonable commute, but you might have the option of kind of staying where he is. And also we're hearing it's 12 million plus add-ons, and he's 25. So where has all the years gone with him? You know, what's kind of happened to him? I mean, when it all brings into perspective, have a look at this. Have a look at that headline, 19th of June, 2018, West Ham signed Toulouse defender for club record. I didn't realise that till I saw this headline, a club record fee at that time, £22 million under the Pellegrini spending spree that we remember. You know, all the money Sullivan and Gold had saved up for a decade, they gave it all to Pellegrini, and he went on a shopping spree. And he bought this young, I think he was a young, just breaking into the French under-21 team at that time, and they said he's one of the two great young French defenders there are in the league, and he's been earmarked to sort of break into the full squad at any time. And obviously, we got him for £22 million, and that was back on the idea of good scouting reports. I think he was captain at his club, and the idea was that when he breaks into the French team, we're going to have to pay double for him. So at that time, it's a lot of money, but we thought we're getting someone obviously just about to start an amazing career. And for me, he had everything in the game: the height, the reasonable pace. And if you remember that great performance at home to Man United, Mourinho in his press conference said West Ham have found themselves a monster, and I'd love to have that monster with me. And that set off all the rumours of saying he's going to sign for kind of Man United. So that's kind of that first season on the Pellegrini. He was really high up, you know, everywhere. And it's just kind of sad what's kind of happened to him recently, and that kind of thing. So it all kind of depends on what you feel about him. I think he had everything in the game to be a good centre back, but what he's missing from his game is kind of reading the game. He can't read the game. I don't think it's. I mean, a lot of it is not pace. If you remember Bobby Moore, you remember John Terry. They're not the quickest of defenders, but what they had was their very quick thinking in there. They kind of anticipated what was going to happen before it happened. They marked their players very well, and that's what you see with Zuma. You never see these great players panicking, out of position, losing their marker a lot. They just always seem to know where to be and keep the back four in line. Tony Adams, we remember. I don't remember him being blessed with pace, you know. So I think with him, you see him, he often loses his marker, he loses bearings, he can't anticipate, you know, where he should be. He's often caught napping on the wrong side. I mean, good morning, Tony Hammerine. Hope you're well. Thank you very much for joining the show. The thing is, Ryan, I kind of can kind of agree a bit with what you're saying, or understand what you're saying is, but we're not a club blessed with a lot of money. So we cannot afford to have people worth reasonable amount of money on the bench. That's just the kind of truth about it. And the other truth is when we did need him, he got injured straight away. So he sat on the bench for most of the year, or most of the year before that. And then every time David Moyes has tried to put him in, he's got injured. Or I think Frankie kind of fairly said he kind of dropped him once, I think, when he should have. Played a good game, forgot what game it was now. So for me, I think it's just not happened for him, mate. Just not happened for him. And I don't know if there's any more. And Pellegrini, obviously, yeah, his comments at that time, he's ambitious, got a new coach. He signed a 5-year contract back then. And if it was a 5-year contract, I don't know if it's the same one that's running out next June, isn't it, everyone, really? So, yeah, if you're just joining me, so this is the news. It's kind of Fulham are seriously in for him. They've made a 10 million offer that was rejected. They come back in with 12 million plus add-ons, which kind of, ironically, quite close to what we're looking to pay for one or two other players we're looking at, really. I think Olympic Lyon, obviously we met them in the Europa. They're seriously thinking about it, but watching and seeing what happens. I think if Lyon came into the hat, then hopefully we could get a tiny bit more money and he would go there, I think, back to France. I think that's what his preference would be. With Fulham, if you look at their last performance in the Premier League, they struggled. They struggled a lot. And if you're going to be their centre back, you're going to be under the cosh, mate. And I don't think Issa Diop is the man. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's the one to protect your back four if you're constantly under pressure. So perhaps they're thinking that there is something in there worth tapping into, and if they can coach the mental side, the awareness, the clever side out of him, then they can get something out of this player. And if they can get him for 12 million add-ons with 3-4 years Premiership experience, it's not a bad signing for them. For us, I think we should try and get 15 million plus add-ons if we can, really. So that's what's happening with the Athletic. If we have a look at his kind of stats, he's 25 years old. 6 caps for France under 21. So like I was saying, he never quite made it to the French full team. And that was what West Ham were gambling on, saying, right, we paid 22 million for him, a record fee at that time. If he develops the way he is, especially after that first season at Pellegrini, I don't know what happened to him after that. A bit like Anderson, they all completely just lost it, didn't they? Just lost confidence. And even after David Moyes has turned around a lot of players' careers and that kind of thing. You just can't do anything with him. And he's kind of sort of felt wanting, really. So let's have a look at all the seasons, his kind of stats. Let's have a look. So Europa, 7 appearances in the Europa, 1 goal. 13, I mean, there are more appearances than I thought. So 13 appearances last season for us. FA Cup 3, EFL Cup. So 13, 16. So 26 appearances last season. So perhaps, Ryan, those stats support what you're saying, mate. They did have a big save, but then what we're saying is we've got another additional player on board, Agard. And I thought Duke would be good in terms of his French, help him settle down, but I think it all goes down to a limited budget, looking at Newcastle, looking at Villa, looking at Spurs, Arsenal. We haven't got as much money as them. They're kind of above us now, I would say, slightly in terms of what they've got. And we've got to really, really do our best to have a squad capable of, again, finishing in the European spot, really. And perhaps if we can recycle that 12 million, 15 million from him, from Souček, that's 40 million back in the kitty. I'm assuming we get 25 for Souček. And again, I'm going to stick my head out and say I don't want Souček at the club anymore. I think he's one of those who we can get money for. Let's get this Downs lad in at a good price, put the money back in the kit, get Lingard in on the free at some point in the window, and let's go for it, and then judge at the end of the window. And I think hopefully, looking back on what we're trying to do, we're trying to do things early in the window, which is good. We're moving on quickly to other targets. If some targets are wasting our time, I think Lingard is an exceptional case because of his transfer fee, which there isn't one, and his history with Moyes and West Ham. So like I said last night, let's leave Lingard door open for him, but carry on recruiting, including in his position. Don't wait for him and end up not signing anyone in that position, the number 10 you want. And kind of you can come in and leave that sort of squad place for him, really. Last year, Premier League 18 games, the year before 32. So actually, I was thinking he's played much more than I was thinking, really. So, but he's not been able to tie down, shall we say, a permanent position. So he usually has to wait until certainly Ogbonna or Agard, hopefully not, and kind of Zuma get injured and he gets his place. And he's just not reliable in my eyes, and he's not a top four, top six club defender. That's what we're looking at. Let's get out of that mindset where we used to West Ham just staying up and staying lower mid-table, 10 to 15th. Then he's okay. But with this hopefully new mindset of the club under new, David Moyes coming a couple of years ago, people like Bowen and Zuma and Areola and Rice around the club, hopefully they've got the winning mentality. And for that, I don't think he's up there. Agard hopefully will be head and shoulders above him. The players we need are the 30 million, 25, 30 million who go straight into the 11, can make that impact. And obviously, some players are too comfortable last 2 years. They've not been able to feel threatened from the bench. And thank God they kept the dressing room together and they tried, because I felt they're going to not try after the window, thinking I'm fed up here. But obviously, that's what we need. You want players that match you or better than you to challenge you to the next level. That's what it's all about, really. Good morning, Daniel. Hope you're doing well, mate. Okay, mate. Yep, all about opinions. Respect that. Do understand that. But then again, Daniel, yeah, let's judge at the end of the window. So if you do see that West Ham are going to use this money in a really good way, get a nice another 30 million player through the door, then hopefully that'll make people's minds change their minds a bit and stuff and like that. Yeah, I know what you mean. Dawson was great last year as a backup. He kind of did more than was required of him, or we would require of him, and certainly he struggled in some of the top five, top six, semi-final, quarter-final kind of games. And obviously, yeah, if you usually have an injury-free season before, it doesn't usually happen that way. So yeah, fair point. I understand that. I'm just thinking because we don't have enough money that we can leave these players on the bench is what I'm thinking, mate. Yeah, I think Souček's going to go, mate. I think he's had a catch up with Brady and Sullivan this week, and it's kind of, I'm not sure, mate. I mean, he's captain of his national team. But then, yeah, if a move doesn't materialise or we don't get the money we need, again, we've got to be a bit like Daniel Levy keeps saying, we've got to demand top whack for our players and not panic. Like 10 million for the Diop, that's a bit of a Mickey take from Fulham. Let's try to get a 15 out of them. What exactly they keep saying when we're trying to buy players, they take us to the cleaners. 40 million for that Denjuma guy last week. Come off it, mate. One good season from Bournemouth. Not paying that. Do you know what I mean? So we've got to wait and be patient. And like you said, if they don't meet the pricing, then I'm more than happy for Souček, and let's give him another try till Christmas and see what happens. And like you said, we're going to gain from Souček. He's a good lad on the bench, but again, he'll get a bit of belly in his fire if he sees Water Down starting ahead of him, Connor Coventry coming into the play. So obviously, yeah, I wouldn't mind. Diop, I didn't want him to stay. Souček definitely good lad, and given the benefit of the doubt of last season because he was our hammer of the year before, really. But I do understand if he goes, and I'll be kind of okay with it. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But yeah, it's all about opinions and things like that, really. So yeah, so he's kind of played kind of half a season for us, really, as we can see. Fulham have made an offer on the. Obviously, the chap from Swansea, forgot his name now. I think the second part of the medical is due today. So we'll see how that goes and get that over the line. I think we've beaten Palace. Palace have kind of conceded. There's no other club, what I'm hearing, in for him. He's a West Ham lad, Brentwood born, I think. So hopefully Downs kind of signs for us, and I'll be happy with that. What I've seen of him, and Mandy agreed last night, he looked good, mate. He's looked good. And all the comments I've seen from different people watching similar things, I think it is quite a good, really. So we'll come back to that story if we see more things in the comments. But the other thing I wanted to jump onto quickly was the new kit. So the new kit's sort of come in today. And let me know what you see, what you're thinking of in the comments, really. I think it's really, really nice. It's very similar to the one that I tried to get a couple of years ago, the black one, and they ran out after my good friend X tweeted it out that this particular website was selling it for like £20. It all went within 2 hours. So this is a lovely color. It's neutral. It's something you can wear, with jeans on a night out. It doesn't stand out. It looks very smart, slick. I like the sleeves. It's a bit different, and I think it's on the back of that other kit that kind of sold out, and I'm happy they brought this one in. I'm really happy with it. Even from other fans on Twitter who are not West Ham, they like it. I think it's really nice. They think both our kits are really good. The thing that is getting people a bit wound up is this. If you have a look, this so Fabianski signed that extension. He's kind of had to try it out, and mate, no comment. It's not for me. It's not for me. I don't know what you think in the comment, mate. Oh, mate. Oh God, Darren, hope you're all well, mate. You're in Bangkok. Hope Bangkok's good, mate. Yeah, it looks like. Listen, I thought out those four I said, Darren, that they're going to leave. Diop, Souček, Benrahma, Vlasic. He's the first one. Looks like out the door. Just looking at 12 million, mate, plus add-ons, I think 15 million makes sense. And let's recycle that cash and bring in a better quality player that can really push that 11, isn't it, Darren? That's what it's all about. We're just talking about the kits, mate. Goalkeeper one, as you can see in the window, it's kind of not sure about that, mate. You can have a look at it when you get home. The away kit looks great. It's kind of slick. It's neutral. I like it. Again, I think the home and away kits, if you look at both of them together, they kind of complement each other, really. The sleeves, kind of, different clear and blue and white colours on there. So the more I look at them, the more I like it. I like the collars. I like the design of the collars. I don't really like round collars. I get too hot. But those collars are quite smart, and again, they're picking up on that kit that sold out quickly, really, a couple of years ago, really. So those are the kind of things that obviously have been happening, and things like that in the comments. I'll give you another minute or so and see if there's any comments, or we'll kind of close down. So Diop is leaving. I'm kind of okay with that. I think it's good for him to kind of change of scenery, kickstart his career again. We get a bit of money in the coffers, recycle that cash, and hopefully, we move on and we're doing things quickly, I think, really. So I want to thank you all for joining me this morning. And there will be a show on Monday around kits, talking about kits. So 2 people with amazing original shirt collections from the 60s will be going head to head to see who's got the best kit, and also to discuss each other's collections, how they got it, share some of that footage with us. So I will be putting that link and the kind of show for that, details of that this morning. So let's see what happens. Hopefully, perhaps Higgins, or we'll see what happens anyway, Mr. Higgins. I mean, I think, yes, let's see if Downs' move perhaps might be. West Ham a bit slow, so I don't see anything on the club website till tomorrow. If it all goes through the medical, the final bits are tied up, then the pictures need doing. We're a bit slow like that, so perhaps tomorrow morning will be, if all goes to plan, that he's officially, billed as a West Ham player. And so, let me know in the comments any other shows you want me to do, but I will be doing different things. Me and Frankie should hopefully be back doing a weekly show tomorrow. So we've got lots of things in the week to catch up with. So join us for that. We're getting great support for that. So, and again, don't forget to subscribe. I think it's there. I know how to do it now. Subscribe to the West Ham Orange channel. Only been going since January. I used to have another channel with my good friend Marzi, but this is one of my own. And trying to put as much time as I can. Very difficult with a very full-on 9-to-5 job, and got kids that I have to drive around and do other stuff. And so anyway, keep supporting me, and let's get more subscribers in the summer, and we're doing different shows. I'll be bringing Hammer History back on again. I've been reposting a lot of that Hammer History at Green Street for guys who've forgotten about it. So I'll be doing part 3 out again, and I'll be doing other things. I'm not going to tell you what projects I want to be doing, but I'll be out and about with my camera, trying to show you some really good West Ham footage to do with the history and things like that, really. So, thank you all for watching. God bless. Have a great day. And, we'll catch up soon on the channel. Take care. Come on, you irons.